Good morning, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Sorry, I got a cat in my room, so my door is open, and there's just so much noise. I was like, what day is it? What is my opening? And so, yeah, good morning, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. I got some cards today. We're doing Aloha Oracle Friday. God, when was the last time we did an Aloha Oracle Friday? I didn't last week because I had to go somewhere. I don't think, did I do it the week before? I don't even remember if I did it the week before. But anyways, I have of course, we start out with the Angel Answers. I have the Enchanted Unicorn deck, the Healing with the Fairies, Magical Messages from the Fairies, and the Romance Angels. I know. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing the romance, but I am. But before we start, and of course, as usual, I forgot, we have to do the rules, the Oracle guidelines. So let me grab those here. And I know those are all the cards, kids. So, all right, Oracle guidelines. The only reason I read these is because if I don't, I will ramble until tomorrow. Number 1, do not worry where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place. So if you're seeing this, there's a reason you are here. Number 2, do not try to make a card or a reading fit your question if the card does not resonate with you. Forcing an outcome or an answer not meant for you can cause unnecessary stress and overthinking. You don't want to give yourself anxiety over something that wasn't meant for you to begin with. And number 3, I will give you the message I receive and the message from the book because someone took the time to put that book together. The only time I do not do that is with the Angel Answers because basically I'm just waiting for people to come on when I do these. So, all right, we usually get some really good messages from the Angel Answers. So let's see what we can glean from this deck. Whoa, there's 2 cards already popping out there. So if you got thoughts, you have questions, and you are live, please, please, please pop them in here and I'll see what I can find. I'll do special shuffles in them just to see if I can come up with an answer for you. Good morning, older sibling. All right, one more shuffle. Oh, there they are. The last 2 cards. Here's a bonus card. Whatever the bonus card is, the situation will improve. So whoever needs to see that, just know that whatever it is that is troubling you, bothering you, causing you pain and all that stuff, the situation will improve, okay? I'm actually going to keep that card to the side because I feel like that may present itself later. Oh, we got 6 cards this time. That is a rarity. So, all right, let's shuffle these and put them in a different order. Hopefully the order they are meant to be received in. All right, number 1, within the next few weeks. It's been a while since we've gotten that one, right? Excuse my nails. I need to do them today. It's been a while since we've had this within a few weeks. So just, I know a lot of times we sit there and go, well, you said within a few weeks last time, but if the card is meant for you, it will happen within a few weeks, or you'll get your answer in a few weeks, or whatever it is you will figure out in the next few weeks, okay? So it may not be exactly what it is that you want, but it will be the guidance that you need if it isn't the actual thing. All right, so number 2, not the right time. So if there's something that's bothering you or plaguing your thoughts and you're like, well, what the hell is happening? This is just saying right now is not the right time, okay? I know it feels like it's back and forth, you know, with the within the few weeks and this. It's funny, I can hear my voice going down the stairs. So, but anyways, did you hear sibling laughing? I think she laughed or she coughed. I don't know what she did. Like I said, I have a cat in my room, so I'm keeping the door open. But, she just shouted up the stairs, laughed. So anyways, it may not necessarily be the time. I like the purple color because I actually have an intention that I set that I wrote in purple, and I was like, wait, what is taking so long? You know, what you said within a few weeks, within a few days, but now I feel like, okay, it's saying just right now is not the right time. So keep focusing, keep working, keep really kind of, you know, putting your intentions toward that and really putting that vibe behind it. Okay. So remember what I always say, if you are setting an intention or manifestation or you're praying, be sure to give your higher powers, whoever you're sending these things off to, the universe, God, your higher power, whatever deity sits at your table, or deities, if you're a polytheist like me, where you believe in a lot more than just monotheism is believing in one deity. Polytheism is believing in many, and I do have a lot of different ones at my table. In fact, it was neat because there's a day I was on Twitter and there was like validation. you know, because they're all, you don't need to just put your faith in one deity. You can utilize them and ask them for help in different areas, whatever their specialty is, okay? But as most people know, I grew up a Catholic. I'm a lapsed Catholic now. And I kind of have a lot of spiritualism going on at my table. But, you know, just know that whatever it is, it will come. It just needs a little bit more work. And if you're trying to will, you know, love into your life maybe, or a partnership or a friendship or, you know, romantic relationship, maybe not the right time right now is just telling you, fix your vibe. Okay, because maybe you're hoping for something. People have free will, and free will can suck because, you know, there's a certain type of manipulation that has to be done in order for them to really open their eyes and see what it is that they want. But that person may not be for you, you know. But if you leave yourself open, you leave yourself open to whoever, then the right person will come along. All right, and we'll get to that with the romance angels. So, not the right time. I know that's not the card everybody wants to hear. Okay, these are really confusing. I think my cards are schizophrenic today. And I don't mean that in a mean way, because I know people are going to be like, I can't believe you use the term. It's like, no, seriously. They are all over the place today. They're all over the place. And I should say I think my cards have ADD, because I think I have ADD sometimes. And I'm not making fun of that either. I literally cannot. As I've gotten older, and as I've kind of really understood my depression and my anxiety, I feel like my brain just goes in like 50,000 more directions than it already did before. So it's like unlocking this door has been healing, but it's also been like, crap, how do I stop this? Where do I put the stoplights? You know, so yes, whatever it is you were asking for wholeheartedly in your soul, raising the roof with your energy and whatnot, you are getting a resounding, well, not a resounding yes, because there is a card that says yes, and then there's this one, yes. So maybe what it's saying is, right now is not the time. Maybe it'll happen in a few weeks, but yes, whatever it is you're asking for, it will eventually happen. Okay? So I'm going to actually switch the first and second card, because we're going to make a story out of this at the end. If you're struggling, ask your angels, okay? If you're not religious, it doesn't matter. Archangels or even angels, you know, are non-denominational. So even if you are a person who just has a relationship with God and doesn't have any religious inclinations at all, it's okay. You can ask them. Or ask your spirit guides or whoever it is you turn to, okay? But this is the Angel Answers deck. So ask your angels if you're struggling. Okay, and see, look, there they are right there in the center. You don't have to pray to them. You don't have to bow to them. You just ask them with gratitude, which means thank you, thank you, thank you. Or, you know, and if nothing else, ask them for the guidance that you need to see you through on this path. A lot of times we want to manifest things, we set intentions for things, we pray for things, but we don't put the right energy behind it. We put and then we put stipulations on it, like, I want this. And you might shoot yourself in the foot doing that, right? And you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot doing that. So, you know, I think this is just one of those things where you just, when you ask for guidance, you get a little bit more in tune and in, you know what, I have to apologize. I'm really sorry for saying the ADD and schizophrenic thing. I really don't want to offend anybody. I don't. Because I know that, you know, we do live in an era of where there is a lot of sensitivity and a lot of, you know, people trying to make people not ignorant. And there's certain terms that come up. I don't mean any disrespect by it. I don't, because I struggle with my own mental health. But I probably shouldn't have used those terms, you know, because I don't want to offend anybody. You know, but I also think that in this day and age, we got to stop being mean to people, you know, when they get something wrong. You can call people out, but don't shame them. All right. I know this sounds like it's more of a, you know, topic for an Aloha perspective. And maybe I will make it a topic, because I think a lot of times we overcorrect. You know, we don't correct, we overcorrect. And then, we end up having to do an about face when the person says, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean anything by it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I should have been more sensitive. Oh, well, it's okay, but thank you for no... Seriously, just... If we want people to change, we have to be kind, and we have to do it with kindness. You literally cannot say, here, I would like to present this to you in a hardcover book while I slap you with it. All right, so that's my little thing. And it's not that I'm not trying to justify what I said. I'm not, because I do suffer from a dinged up mental health. I do know people who have ADD, and I'm being honest when I say I really do think I have it. When I go back to therapy, I'm gonna ask them, do I have the symptoms of it? Because sometimes I'm just like, I cannot keep my focus on stuff, or is it my depression? So I was not trying to make fun of it in any way. Just sometimes it's, I don't know. But I do apologize. So let's get back to these cards. Ask your angels. All right. And I feel like maybe my angels were saying, you know what? Don't overcorrect, but don't undercorrect. Just correct. All right. So I corrected myself. But yeah, ask your angels if you're struggling. Okay. The next one, communicate clearly. Communicate clearly. So if you're talking to your angels and you're going, I want that. What the hell is that? I'm pretty sure they know, because they can read your mind and your heart. But if you're putting it out to the universe is going to be like, okay, I'm going to give you that, whatever that is. And it's probably not going to be something you want, because you weren't communicating clearly enough. When you set an intention, a manifestation, a prayer, you must be very specific. You must be very, very clear on what it is that you want. Okay? Because if not, it's like, here, reach into this grab bag and see what you pull out. So be very clear. But also, again, make sure your vibration matches what that you want. If you want something so desperately and you're not giving your higher powers any wiggle room to move, what's going to happen? Nothing. If you want something so desperately, the universe is just going to match that vibration and continue to be, allow you to be desperate about something. So we really need to work on the vibrational part of that, especially with the universe. I know a lot of people don't believe in the law of attraction, which is the universal law of attraction, but it's like I say a million times, it believes in you because it's giving you the vibration. Okay? It is returning whatever vibration you're putting out there. Basically, look at the universe as a potential wish mirror, but it's also reflecting back to you what you're putting into it. So if you're putting out negative energy and saying, oh, I really, really want this, and in the back of your head you're going, but I don't deserve it, then you're not going to get it. The hardest part about manifesting and manifesting successfully is making sure that we put the vibration behind it that it deserves. And that is the hardest part, because a lot of us have it ingrained in our head for one reason or another that we don't deserve good things, but we do. We are born deserving. And whatever route we take along the way is whatever route we take along the way. And maybe if it's a negative one, find your way back. Right? You're watching this for a reason, so find your way back. All right? So communicate clearly. And last but not least, be assertive. Every time I see this card, I really want to be like a cheerleader. Be assertive. Be assertive. I know. It just happens. That's what happens whenever I see this card. So be assertive. And that doesn't just mean with people. You're asking your angels, right? You're asking your angels, hey, you know what? I'm communicating clearly. I'm getting all these mixed signals. That's what I meant to say earlier. I apologize again. Mixed signals is what I meant to say. So, I grew up in an era where I'm a Gen Xer. We pretty much just fucking say whatever's on our minds. Ooh, see what I mean? But that's because I get excited. But yeah, we basically just say whatever's on our mind. Sorry about that. But, the situation will improve. Oh yeah, if you're here, I'm not like traditional oracle readers. I giggle at myself, I laugh at myself. I'm about as goofy as they get. But anyways, just remember, just because it's not the right time does not mean it won't happen. It could happen within the next few weeks, But if it doesn't happen in the next few weeks, days, months, whatever, just know that it is still coming. And when it is meant for you, yes, it will happen. Okay? So if you're still struggling, ask your angels. But communicate your desires very clearly. And if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with them, be assertive. Don't be afraid to tell them how you feel. Because some, angels are also going on what we feel, what we put out there. And a lot of times, maybe they just want you to be assertive, to put your foot down and say, hey, you know what? This is what I want. This is what I'm asking for. This or something better. That's what I always tell everybody. This or something better. But it's like you're dragging your feet. It's like, could you maybe make it in my time? Not what I call the veil time. What I call the veil time is the other side. And that time moves very differently. Very, very differently. Almost like slower than a crawl. I mean, they're not crawling. They're moving. But the time over there is different than our time here. Our time here moves much faster. And so people are going to be like, how do you know that? Just trust me. I also read something, I felt validated because I thought, well, people are always going to ask me how I know this stuff. And then one day I was reading an article that somebody else had written, and I was like, there it is. The other side's time is different than ours. And I'm like, oh, I needed that validation. See, look, the crows are crowing. So I know they're saying, you got this, Shelly Marie. So anyways, I'm going to do the healing with the fairies deck next, but again, communicate with them, this or something better, and tell them, is it not say, is it possible for you to maybe give it to me in my time? The universe wants to give you everything that you desire, but you have to believe in it. You have to trust it. Some people are probably going, I'm out, she's stupid, and that's okay. It's not their lesson to learn yet. But if you're still hanging in here, you're here for a reason. And you're here because maybe you're undercorrecting or overcorrecting with your vibration. Maybe you're wanting something so desperately, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then it suddenly, disappears. Say there's a house you want, right? This very specific house. This is the only house you want. But maybe you're not putting the correct vibration out there. That doesn't mean it's not for you. It very well could be. But maybe it goes off the market. Well, here's the thing. Instead of being sad, maybe it goes off the market because it's meant to be yours. And maybe somebody else was going, oh, I really, really want that house. But oh crap, it's not on the market anymore. But you've been watching this, right? And you're still watching it to see what happens. Well, until it says sold, don't worry about it. Sometimes, maybe it's been on the market so long that they're not sure what to do. So they're just going to take it off, fix it up a little, do the maintenance it needs, whatever. Maybe it's weather beaten a little bit, but do what it needs to be done and, so that they can put it back or, kind of take it off for a while and make people miss it, right? Make people miss it. And so when it goes back on the market, maybe it gets interest. I see older sibling laughing here. But anyways, the point is fix the vibration, but don't give up. Don't be desperate for something. I read an article the other day that when we are desperate for anything, it's not going to happen because we're just going to keep meeting up with reasons to be desperate. But when you believe and you put it out there, put the thought into a balloon. And I mean, this was part of my meditation the other day. Put the thought into the balloon and let the balloon go. Now what was funny is they're all in my meditation, they're like, think about this thought and then let it go. And the first thing I thought is, oh, I'll put it in a little balloon and then let it go. Like, just watch it float away. And then they gave me the example right after. So I thought, okay, I'm on the right track here. That was total validation. So put it into thought and let it go. And, just watch and see what happens. Maybe what's meant for you will come to you in a very different way. Maybe it'll be something better, right? This or something better. So, all right, let's move on to the healing with the fairies. I'm kind of doing these in a specific order because, well, at least the fairy ones and the romance angels. The romance angels I'm going to do second to last, and then the enchanted unicorn deck we'll get to. But I feel like I feel like a good deck to always start with is the healing deck, because there's a lot of stuff inside of us that we don't know, right? So that first deck of cards with the angel answers was really, really like spot on. Good morning, baby sibling. So, all right, healing with the fairies. Nothing wants to come out, so come on. There we go. And there we go. I forgot to say what do they need to hear in my head. So, all right, we get 2. We get 2. Alrighty. Let me just flatten these babies out. And, hey, I don't know who needs to see this, but family harmony. Okay, family harmony. That's not one of the ones that popped out, so I'm just going to read that really quick, just in case someone needs it. I was told to just turn the deck upside down and look at it and read it, so I'm listening. See, I'm getting better at listening. Family harmony. Your relationships with family members are healing as you hold loving thoughts and feelings about the souls involved, including yourself. You experience genuine harmony within your family. Every person in your life is affected by your beliefs and expectations, including your family members. By drawing this card, you are counseled to hold positive and loving thoughts about anyone who seems to have irritated or hurt you. The more loving energy you send to each person, the more love will be redirected back to you. Have patience. You are beginning to feel a great healing occurring in your family relationships. The fairies ask you to think of 3 reasons why you are grateful for each member of your family. If one person seems to particularly frustrate you, think of 5 reasons why that person is worthy of love. Send blessings and prayers to that person, and your relationship will follow immediate signs of improvement. Affirmation. I see the goodness within each member of my family. My family life is harmonious and filled with love and joy. Baby said she had somebody show up at her door unexpectedly. Well, here's the thing too. All right, you can send love to people, but that doesn't mean that you have to relax your boundaries for them. And I'm not talking to anyone specific, because I do know in particular that situation. But, and I just got the text confirming it. But, when I say this in the broad sense, because there's a lot of people out there who, even on Twitter, I see a lot of people who struggle with parents, with siblings, with family members, period. And, a lot of them, just, do I relax my boundaries? What do I do? And when I feel like what this card is saying is like, yeah, send them on their way, but send them on their way with loving thoughts, not so much for them, but for your peace of mind, to heal your heart. Okay. So you can move forward in your life, whatever way you want. Relaxing boundaries is dangerous because people sometimes change for a moment, but not forever. So you have to really kind of feel your way around that one. However, like I said, sometimes when we do put these feelings out there, it is to, I think, help move us forward. There was a lot of things that have happened in my life. I put love towards it, and I was able to heal myself. But I wouldn't go back in that direction. But that's up to anybody. That's up to everybody. Life moves in weird, strange ways. But you have to do what's right for you in each moment. All right, so first one. Ooh, this is a good one. Financial flow. Seriously, I hope this reading is for me too, because yeah, but financial flow. So, and I love this. It looks like she's being blessed. Like I said, forgive my nails. I got to do them today. But she looks like she's being, like the universe is saying, you've been asking, so I'm just going to swirl you around. This is your financial flow. Just let it flow. A lot of people make the mistake, like, say you go out and you're not a gambler, but you're like, ooh, I'm just going to play this time and see what happens, and you win a lot of money. But then you go back trying to recreate that magic. Well, because you're trying to recreate that magic, you're creating a kind of a little vortex of desperation, and desperation ain't going to help you, right? We talked about that with the law of attraction. What you put out there is what you're going to get back. So if you're like, how do I relive this? How do I relive this? You don't. Just go out there, have fun. Because if you really stop and think about it, the first time you sat down, you weren't expecting to win, right? You were just like, we all want to win, but you weren't expecting to win the gobs of jackpot money. And you're sitting there going, but you're just having fun with it, and all of a sudden, bam, everything works out in your favor. But like I said, when you try to recreate that, when you try to, make a magical moment happen again, it is probably not going to happen. Each magical moment is a moment unto itself. That doesn't mean you're not going to have more magical moments. But what it means is that that one is unique to itself. So don't try to recreate it. Just go out there and continue to have fun. Go out there and don't try to recreate that, big jackpot moment. Try to make a new one. Make a new moment. Make a new memory, a new core memory sometimes, right? Because it's that excitement. It's those uniquely exciting experiences that cause those core memories. Right? I really got to watch that show again. I love that cartoon. Financial flow. If you're waiting for your financial flow, this card is telling you it is coming or it is here. Don't speak of it as, when you're saying, I'm so happy and grateful that money is coming to me, right? If you're trying to manifest, because you're just going to say it's coming, it's continually coming, and it's going to keep coming until you say, I'm so happy and grateful for my, current financial flow. Or I'm so happy and grateful for the abundance that has arrived in my life. Right? So all those things, you want to not put out the sense of desperation. But if you are looking for the financial flow, there's your card. So let's read this one. The next one I think you'll like too. The next one is opportunity. A new opportunity. So financial flow. You have manifested a new sense of abundance in your life. Any financial blocks have successfully been removed and you are now in the flow of increased prosperity. Congratulations. So there is your key. And remember, don't stifle it by being negative. Don't stifle it by saying, oh my God, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's the problem. We kick ourselves with the shoe that we're waiting to drop. Just enjoy it. Know that you're worth it. It has come to you because your vibration had it come to you. We all stop our flow when we put out the wrong vibes, the negative vibes. When we think, have you ever wondered what next? God, like what next? And then what next happens? I'm like the champion at that. Till one day I thought, I got to stop doing this. And then when people say it around me, I wonder what can happen next. It's like, please don't say that. Please don't say that, because it will happen. It doesn't matter what you want to call it. Murphy's Law, Law of Attraction, God teaching you a lesson. It's up to you. Don't do that. Just enjoy it. And move from one moment to the next one. Your finances are moving up to a new level. You have been praying for increased flow and have been visualizing greater wealth. Your positive thoughts and desires have resulted in a rich vein of abundance coming your way. This good fortune not only applies to money, but also increased opportunities in your personal and professional life. Interesting. The next card is new opportunity. The fairies, who are supreme experts in manifestation, if you don't like fairies, nature angels work as well. The fairies, who are supreme experts in manifestation, advise you to keep a positive and joyful heart as you experience your wonderful new state. Continually affirm, I graciously accept good into my life right now. And I deserve abundance. I will put these in the comments on YouTube and on Facebook. So again, I graciously accept good into my life right now, and I deserve abundance. If you find that this financial flow ever becomes interrupted, ask the fairies to help you adjust your thoughts and emotions so you can graciously and willingly accept all of the gifts that you so richly deserve. Did I not just say this? I feel like I've just been validated. So affirmation, I am financially secure. I am supported abundantly today and every day in my future. So I'm going to put the little card in there so I remember to put this in the comments later. And new opportunity. New opportunity. That's a fun one, right? I'm just going to read this one because I feel like it really kind of is the exclamation mark on financial flow. So card meaning, be aware of a huge opportunity being presented to you. It is safe for you to trust and enter into this new realm. A momentous opportunity is being presented to you. It could be in the form of someone making a business proposal to you, a new idea that enters your mind, or an investment opportunity. Those are just examples. It could be a lot of different things. New opportunities doesn't always have to do with business or money. It can be the new people you meet. It could be a new relationship or a new opportunity that leads you to a new relationship. So don't just settle your mind in one spot. Give it a little wiggle room. All right, so it could even come in the form of a loss in which you are about to gain something even more suitable. Ooh, that one sounds very specific. I know things. I know things, and I know things about people. And I feel like this one, it could even come in the form of a loss in which you are about to gain something even more suitable. Okay? So even though you may feel intimidated or unqualified to move to the next level, be assured that heaven is reaching its hand through the window, guiding and protecting you as you soar upward. If you need help trusting the validity of the new opportunity, pray for spiritual guidance. You will soon believe in the trustworthiness of this gift, and you will know that you deserve heaven's help. Affirmation: I notice and embrace the new opportunities that are now in my life. So, opportunities are always a good thing, guys. So, try not to, poof them out. So, what do we want next? Do we want the romance angels or the magical messages from the fairies? I'm going to give people like 10 seconds to reply to me if anybody has a specific one they want. And I also have the Enchanted Unicorn deck, and I plan on doing all of these today. So if any of you have a specific one you want next, I mean, one or the other they're both going to come next, but whichever one I choose, because they're both literally sitting on the top of the piles. No answers? No answers? All right. I'm going with this one. Magical messages from the fairies. You had your chances, kids. So, all right. Let's see. What do people need here? What do people... Ooh. I usually shuffle these 3 times to see... Wow. They haven't fallen out. There it is. The mall hasn't fallen out yet. There it is. Oh my gosh. How many cards I gotta read for you guys? Wow. All right. The fairies got a lot to say today. Like 6 cards worth of things to say today. Look at you all manifesting cards right out of this deck. All right, I'm just going to shuffle them around a bit. So, all right. First one. Easy does it. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. This feels like it goes with the last deck of cards, financial flow and new opportunity. When we chokehold things, yeah, and ain't nothing going to happen. You're just going to kill it. So stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. I am terrible at that. I'm not a control freak. I mean, I try not to be. I might be. Or I'm a recovering one. I don't know. Maybe I'm in denial. But I know in my own life, I've tried to control things so hard that if I ever was a control freak, that's where it came from. It came from just trying to maintain myself for so long before I really got in tune with my mental health that I just, I probably did become a bit of an asshole at some point. But because I tried to control things so hard. But I'm a recovering controlling person. Well, I don't want to say controlling person, like a control freak. That's my cat. I'm a recovering control, kind of. I have noticed that as I let go a little more and as I pull back a little more, doors do open, but then I freak out and I kind of slam the door, right? We talked about this week during the Aloha Perspective on, I think it was Self-Care Wednesday, when I was talking about all these different things and how I self-sabotage and sometimes I just throw the match right on the good things that happen and burn it to the ground because it scares me. But that's letting go of control. So I couldn't control it, so I threw a match on it to burn it. Not literally, okay, figuratively. But this, easy does it. I know it can be hard and I know it can be scary. Change is scary. Change is super scary. But what happens when we do that? Oh, look, it's funny. Literally the page I opened up to was let go. So, easy does it. Let's read that one. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. Just as the dolphin rides the waves with joy and ease, so will the waves of your life carry you if you'll just relax and let everything flow. You drew this card because you've been trying to force something to happen and the underlying fear has created blocks and barriers for you. Take some time to go outside in nature to help you relax. Let go of the situation and watch how quickly everything you desire occurs. I talked about this earlier. My example was, maybe there's a house. I just used a house as an example. It could be a car. It could be a job. But it says it right there. You drew this card because you've been trying to force something to happen, and the underlying fear has created blocks and barriers for you. When they talk about the blocks and barriers, they're talking about, we'll use the house as an example, right? So maybe you really, really want this magical house. It's like the perfect place for you, but you check it every single day. Is it still there? Is it still there? Is it still there? Well, when you check it every day, what you're doing is not trusting the path. No, maybe it's not your house. Maybe that or something better is coming for you. But the whole point is because you have your focus on this, you're not trusting that it's going to happen. So you're constantly looking and looking and looking and looking, and you're causing all these barriers to go up. And you're breaking the beautiful energy flow you may have to whatever it is you want. You're kinking it, right? Because you're not believing. So all of a sudden there's this energy that's dissipating, going to whatever the object is that you want. And there's all this energy just bursting at the seams in the place where you've kinked that little hose of energy. So we have to let it go. We have to figure out how to let that go and just go with the flow. So let go of the situation and watch how quickly everything you desire occurs. All right, let go of the situation and watch how quickly everything you desire occurs. So relax and have faith. Go play, connect with the dolphins, take a sea salt bath, go for a swim, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. That speaks to me. Get out of your own way. I can't tell you how many times I tell myself that. Get out of your own way, Shelley Marie. A holiday. The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or a holiday getaway. And you know why? Because when you're relaxed and you have more time to think, you allow for that flow. You allow for the answers to come in. And it's like a little wave. All of a sudden, you're just sitting there and relaxing. You're going, yeah, this is it. Oh, here's my epiphany. And it could even be about work. Maybe you're taking a vacation from work and you're struggling with something there, right? But you're trying so hard there to figure it out while you're trying to do 9 million other things. And it's okay. Don't call work on your vacation, because it may be something you're trying to figure it out. But it is okay to give it a little bit of wiggle room and thought and put it down in your phone. Write about it. Get it out of your head and into there. And then enjoy the rest of your time. Because now it's like, whoa, I took this time for myself to relax, to enjoy. And all of a sudden, ooh, I found what I needed to hear. So, it's okay. But don't work on your vacation. Seriously. I know people, Sissy used to work on our vacations all the time. It's like we would have our sister vacations, and one of them, she brought her printer with her. I don't think we really cared that time because we were only in Sedona, but it's like, seriously, you brought your printer with you? But holiday, okay? Don't be afraid to enjoy yourself. The fairies know the importance of play and rest. They're urging you through this card to take some time off. This vacation performs an important role in your life by giving you an opportunity to clear your mind and think about your next move. You'll learn a great deal from this holiday, so it's worth the investment of time and money. It could be a family get-together, will result in a significant healing. Take a class held in an exotic location. Visit one of the Earth's power places. Oh, I mentioned Sedona. There you go. Your prayer will be answered during the holiday season, such as Christmas, Hanukkah, or Easter. Okay, well, we're past 2 of those, so... But you know what? Don't put all your stock in, oh my God, it'll happen by Easter or next Christmas or Hanukkah. It's saying it will be answered during the holiday seasons, but I'm going to kind of put the kibosh on that and say it will happen when it's meant to. Okay, but we'll just say between last Christmas and next Christmas, so... or maybe by Easter. So, give any stress or worries about a holiday to heaven and the fairies. Ask the fairies for help in arranging and paying for a vacation for yourself and your loved ones. Go on a retreat. That works. That works. When I went to London 7 years ago, God, I can't believe it's been 7 years. I miss that place so much. But when I went to London 7 years ago, okay, back in 2016, I had no idea how I was going to do it. I put this trip together in 2 months, December and January. And then the very, very beginning of February. Actually, no, in December and January. I bought tickets to a play in December, and then somehow in January, I made it all happen with plane fare and an Airbnb. And all I had to do was wait for an entire month to go by, and in March, I was on my way. And I don't know how I did it, but boy, I was manifesting the hell out of that trip. Literally. I mean, who buys tickets to a play before they actually have anything else happening? But I knew I had to. And the reason I did it was because I had to show myself that anything is possible. So I did it. I manifested and I made it happen. So when it says, ask the fairies for help in arranging and paying for a vacation, it is possible. It doesn't have to be the fairies. Remember, if you're not into the fairy thing, they're nature angels, or you can ask your higher powers. All right, so the next one, let go. How did I know this card was going to come up after I literally opened the book to let go? Seriously, let go. So we've had Easy Does It. We've had Holiday. And now we have, which ironically, after Holiday, is the Let Go card. But let go. We talked about this. If you're going to try to manifest, set an intention, pray, you have to let them take care of it. Whoever you are putting that intention to, the universe, your higher power, God, the angels, whoever, the fairies, the gnomes. Can't forget the gnomes of the world, right? Little sprites. But if you don't let go, again, you're going to chokehold it. And you were going to put the kibosh on it big time. So I'm sorry, guys. The weather's changing again, so my whole head is just draining like a jerk. So, like a faucet. So anyways, let go. As you surrender the need to control, yes, I can read. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So again, I'm going to use that house as an example if you were on from the beginning. And I think the reason I use the house as an example is because, everybody's always looking for something, right? Or a car. I'm trying to use something big to make a really big point. Like I said, if you're constantly checking on something, that means you don't have faith. And maybe you don't realize it. Maybe you're just like, oh, wow, is it still there? Is it still there? But then all of a sudden, when maybe it's not available, maybe it went off the market, which means it's not for sale. It's just sitting there looking pretty for nobody. When that happens, what you're basically saying is that I didn't trust my higher powers enough to bring me exactly what I've asked for or something better. So I've put that chokehold on it. I haven't given them the wiggle room to make the magic happen for me in however many steps it needs to happen. That's why we have to let go. We have to just trust that if it is meant for us, it will be, and it will happen. And yeah, we can get sad over it for a little bit, and that's understandable, because it's something maybe you really wanted, but maybe it wasn't meant for you at that time or at all. So this or something better. But if you still have faith in that, if it still resonates with you hard, you have to let it go and trust that it's going to happen. Otherwise, you're putting the wrong vibration on it. I've been known to do that. I've done that recently. So I think sometimes I've made bad things happen just because I get so excited about things that it's like, oh, is it there? Is it there? Is it there? And then poof, it's gone. And you're like, oh, boo. So, it's my pouty face, my only child pouty face. So, the fairies in the entire universe understand your desires and needs, and they've been trying to bring them to you. You can help your prayers to be answered by letting go of the need to control the details or know the future outcome of the situation. The more you can relax and trust, the faster everything will resolve in a positive fashion. The universe's plans and standards for you exceed your own, so it's best to lean upon this divine wisdom and allow it to unfold in a perfect way. If you need to experiment with letting go, you can always take back control. However, the fairies are sure that you'll like the results of releasing and will adopt it as a new healthy lifestyle. Just do it. You can practice it. Practice letting go. Can you change the past? No. You can't change the past. Can you move forward in a more positive way, learning from your mistakes, always, 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 and always. And when we do that, it creates healthier bonds with people, creates healthier situations, bigger opportunities, better opportunities. Because you're realizing, okay, I didn't mean for this to happen, but it happened. And so you move forward. And you move forward with those lessons. Okay? Additional meanings. You have nothing to worry about as everything is working out for the best. Maintain a positive outlook to attract a positive outcome. Okay, this is for attend 12-step meetings such as Alcoholics Anonymous to get help with an addiction. So if you have an addiction and you're having trouble letting go, do that. Spend time outdoors to reconnect with God or your higher power. Have faith. When learning a new skill, trust your body's innate abilities. And instead of overanalyzing a situation, listen to your heart. Listen to your spidey instincts. They never lie. Flower power. Spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. I don't think I need to read this one. I think basically what this is saying is when you start getting all up in your head and all up in your overthinking and you're making yourself crazy, take a moment, step outside, and take a deep breath. Or 5, however many you need, to get back into yourself and get back into your self-awareness. All right? Because sometimes we just get so overwhelmed, we don't stop. Count to 10. Don't, not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, count to 10. 1, 2, 3. And keep counting till 10. If you're not one of those that likes to do the deep breathing, which I do, I like both actually, then, count to 10. Or you can take a deep breath while counting to 10. Actually, count to 8. You can count to 10, you're probably going to pass out. But unless you count fast. But the whole point is to clear your mind, to give yourself that moment of clarity that you need to just take a step back. That doesn't mean you're stepping back from all the problems. What it means is that you're stepping back to get a little more focused, to try to focus in on what it is that you need to get done, what it is that you need to, zero in on. Now, the flower essences could be like incense. It could be those little like candles or, things that you put in that sit in the jar with the liquid and stuff. I don't know what they're called. Like a diffuser type of thing. Just be careful if you have pets. Okay. If you're using like an essential oil diffuser, just be careful with pets. Okay. Because even though you think it's dissipating into the air, like just disappearing out of your jar, it's going into it's airborne because it's creating that smell. And it can hurt your little fur babies. So just be careful where you burn that, or if you burn, like if you burn the diffuser stuff. I generally choose incense. I'm still not sure how good it is for them, which is why I do it in a closed room, but they walk by my door, so I'm assuming it's probably not as bad for them, but just be careful with what you use, all right? So flower power, go out there, stop and smell the roses, right? This whole entire reading so far, from beginning through all these different cards, are all talking about the same thing: letting go of control. Stopping, focusing, taking a moment. Stop and smell the roses. Stop and smell the flower power. Children, your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. Okay, if you're not sure what your life's purpose is, ta-da! Children. All right, or maybe you're a parent and you're just wonderfully nurturing your children. Hello, little one. Speaking of, it's my fur baby. Hi. Do you want to make an appearance? But anyways, I don't want her to scream because she's been cranky this morning. But yeah, so children. Let's just read on that one because I'm still resolving a lot of my own issues about never becoming a parent. So that one's a little hard for me to really kind of give my feelings on. So the fairies love and trust children because of their pure faith and guileless motives. This card comes to you as a sign of your connection to them. As you read the additional meanings behind this card, notice which message clicks as your truth. Pay attention to signs and intuitive feelings related to the topic of children, for the universe is trying to get the message to you. Your life purpose, I cannot talk. Your life purpose involves working with children. The energy of pregnancy surrounds you. A child in heaven is sending a message of love. Aww. You have connection to indigo, crystal, or rainbow children. I do. and your inner child needs to play. My inner floof definitely needs to play. Where you going, boo? Sorry. She can be mean, but she's the lovey-dovey one. All right. Last but not least on the messages from the fairies. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. Be honest with yourself. This is one of the reasons, God, I am so sorry. I don't know why my face is so itchy all of a sudden. Usually it means whoever's giving me messages is standing a little too close, or somebody new has come in. So I'm so sorry. It's not my runny nose either. They're just a little too close. It's almost like having feathers going up your nose, right? So, again, admit your true feelings to yourself. One of the things I love about journaling is that it is a safe, private space for you. Now, a lot of people, I have friends that sit there and give me the excuse, well, I don't want to journal because somebody might read it. Well, then put it away somewhere where someone won't read it. Get a lockbox or put it on your phone. You can type it into your phone or put it in a password protected folder on your computer. We all make excuses because I think a lot of times we're afraid to admit our true feelings to ourselves. We're afraid to do what is basically shadow work. You know, look up Carl Jung and shadow work. But biggest part of my healing journey was admitting my true feelings to myself. And it turns out I did not like me very much. Period. I did not. And I'm learning that self-love now. I've actually got a pretty good grasp on this self-love. Because I realized a lot of the reasons I hated myself weren't my fault. But I took the blame for it. And I put it upon myself to carry that burden, which was not my burden to carry. So when we admit our true feelings to ourselves, it can also set us free. It can be sad, it can be scary. Maybe we've hurt people along the way. Maybe people have hurt us along the way. But whatever it is, and when we put it in our journal and we really kind of wrap our heads around our true feelings, it kind of also gives us the freedom to just move forward. All right. So again, be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. This card indicates that you've been concealing something from yourself. What is it? Your emotions are true and accurate, and they're trying to get your attention. Right now, admit your deepest feelings to yourself. Know that it's safe for you to engage in this self-honesty. Your genuine feelings form the compass that points you in the best direction and guides you to the answers that you seek. Trust that any changes you make will come about in harmonious ways. You'll be glad that you admitted your true feelings to yourself. Additional meanings. Allow other people to get to know the real you. Retain your integrity by following the path that you know is right for you. Be yourself. Face your fears head on. That's interesting. Allow other people to get to know the real you. Retain your integrity by following the path that you know is right for you, and be yourself. So what this card is really kind of telling me is, are we living for other people, or are we living for our best selves? Are we living our best life, or are we living someone else's best life and trying to make it fit our own life? You know, be yourself. Let people get to know the real you. Retain your integrity by following your own path. A lot of times we're so ingrained growing up with, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. But what is it that you want to do? What is it that brings you joy? What is it that makes you happy? Are you conforming to other people so they'll like you? But then you're dying inside because you're like, oh, this is such a hard thing to keep up with. This is such a hard act to keep up with. The right people will love you for exactly who you are. And if they don't, then, you know, they have to figure that out themselves. But we always have to be true to ourselves. Because if we're not, we suffer. And yeah, people might get hurt along the way. And that's the sad part about it. But there's also nice ways to do things. So if you feel like people are pounding on you, you're like, just stop, get the F away from me, blah, blah. Well, no, that's not the right way to do it. Just say, you know what? I'm being true to myself. You know, there are people that ask me, well, why do you do this? Why do you do that? It's like, I'm being true to myself. When I first started the Aloha Oracle Fridays, I used to say nature angels. I never said fairies. And because I was afraid that people would not understand. that people wouldn't be very accepting of it. But then I realized this is the oracles. This is my spirituality. This is my spiritual side, my metaphysical side. And I realized I had to start honoring that and being true to that. You know, I realized that there are things that roll around in my head that there are only certain people I can tell about or tell that to, and that's okay. But I was afraid to tell them things in the beginning, like, hey, did you know that this? Like very spiritual things. And I thought it was because they would look at me like I had 50 heads, but they didn't. Because they're like, hey, you know what? That's happened to me too. So we will always find the right people that are meant for us. And believe it or not, when you start being yourself and you start acting the way you're supposed to be, your friends might be like, well, you've changed. And you're just tell them, no, I've become who I'm always supposed to be. And I'm not trying to impress anybody anymore. The only person you should be trying to impress is yourself. That's what draws the people in. That's the good vibe that brings the people in. Okay? So, be yourself. Be yourself. Because everybody else is taken. Ta-da! Let's get to the romance angels. I have a whole different set of rules for the romance angels. And it's basically covered in rule number 2 of the guidelines, which I'm going to read one more time before I go into this. Do not make a card or reading fit your question if the card does not resonate with you. Forcing an outcome or an answer not meant for you can cause unnecessary stress, anxiety, overthinking, bad behavior, sad behavior. Oracle cards are guidance cards. Tarot cards are guidance cards. Everything can be changed. We just have to believe in it. But for some reason, I chose to do the romance angels. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of doing these because I think sometimes people just think, oh, but it hasn't happened yet, Shelley Marie. And it's like, but it may not be for you. I know sometimes we want to get excited about things, but if we force an outcome or we force ourselves to feel like that card's meant for me or that card's not meant for me, you know, sometimes we do that. That card's not meant for me and that card is exactly meant for you. I know, but we don't want to admit our true feelings to ourselves, right? So, you know, all these cards find a way to connect to each other. And that's one of the reasons I love them. So that's probably why I was told to use the Romance Angels deck. So hopefully something will come out. Come on, give us what do they need to hear? Who needs to hear what? There we go. I don't know, is it going to be a, whoa, I was like, is it going to be a one card wonder? I'm not doing all those cards. Well, maybe we'll do them and then we'll figure out which ones need to be read. Okay, so, but this one definitely came out first. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So we had holiday, we had flower power, we had walking in nature, we've had letting go. Now we have retreat. Dun, 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 dun. It's time to disconnect from the world. All right, it's time to disconnect from the world. So I'm going to shuffle these. Whichever one feels like I should be reading them from the book, we will. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Of all the cards to be first. Okay, so I may have accidentally manifested this. And by that I mean, there's probably somebody going out there like, oh, who is it? Who is it? I'm so desperate to be with somebody. Who is it? And then they're going to start nitpicking every single person you met. You may have met someone, as an example. You walked into a Starbucks. The guy or the girl or who, however they identify, hands you your drink. And you've not met them, but you've met them. You have come into interaction with them. Okay? This is what I mean. So, if you're with somebody, this also could be the one. But don't start planning your wedding. Don't start planning and buying your houses. What it's saying is, keep doing what you're doing. Be yourself. There's a reason that other card came up before all of these. Before the romance cards. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be yourself. Let go of this image that you feel everybody is supposed to have of you, and just be yourself. I've always been a little bit different. I mean, I always have. I mean, when I was in school, I'd wear like black clothes with like bright neon tights and all this. And it wasn't to get attention. It was just, it made me happy and it made me joyful. And I used to think I dressed in a lot of black because I had depression, but I just actually like the color black. It's one of my favorites, black and red, two of my favorite colors. Well, black is a shade, I know, but stick with me here. But, so again, this could be the one. And you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So again, don't tick off all your friends like, oh my God, which one is it? Which one is it? I have a friend in Seattle. Well, not in Seattle. They live here, but their boo is in Seattle. Okay. And they met so randomly, but there was a connection. There was a person, a connecting person. There was a bridge between them. And yeah, it turns out this probably is the one, and maybe they didn't know the romantic partner at first, but just give it wiggle room, okay? Because you never know. You may say, oh, you look so familiar. Think of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, right? And I know it's a movie, but think about it. Think about that in terms, because somewhere out there this has happened. Someone has been served by a hostess and then saw her later somewhere else after she found a little bit of self-love, or he found a little bit of self-love and said, hey, want to go out? Why do you look familiar? They've already met the romantic partner, but now they've come back in contact with him. So, you've already met your romantic partner. Let it go. Let it happen. Don't put too much stock into that. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So if you're looking for somebody, very, very soon. And remember, you've probably already met them. Ta-da! I know, I'm sorry. I think one of the other reasons I don't like doing the Romance Angels cards, I get so cynical. I really do. I get so cynical when I do these. I'm so over being single, but I'm so over trying to find somebody that I'm just kind of like, fuck it. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear as much anymore, but that's how I feel inside. It's kind of like, whatever. Whatever. Just, I'm going to go live my life because I'm tired. I'm tired of wondering. And so it's hard for me to do these because I do get very cynical. And I don't think it's fair to you because you deserve the best of me. So I'm going to try to put away the cynic and say, and here's the greatest example. Right? We talked about this. The vibration you put out there is a vibration that's going to be matched. So by me being cynical, am I helping myself? No. I am literally I'm literally locking that door of opportunity. Because I'm putting out there like, well, F you, universe. I've been single for so long that my singlehood can drink already. It's legal in every country in the world. And beyond that, it's on its way to being able to rent a car. But I know, if you know, but I'm going to do my best to not be cynical. Okay. So I'm going to put on the proper Shelley mask, but at least now I'm being authentic. I'm telling you exactly where I'm at and how I'm feeling. So if you're waiting for somebody and you're waiting for something, don't worry about, your weight. Don't worry about whether you think they're going to think you're pretty or handsome or tall or short or, whatever. Just keep your mind open to the possibility of whatever it is that you're waiting for romantically to happen. And know that it's going to happen very soon. I'm going to take a second. Let me ask on this one. Okay, so very soon in Earth years, or in Earth time. So like I said, there's a difference in time between us and on the veil side, where all the angels, the higher powers, God, everybody. So their time moves much differently than ours. So this is our time. Ourtime.com. Sorry. No. Anyways, well, it fits the Romance Angels role, right? But no, very soon, very soon. But again, don't be like me. Again, when you're cynical and you're putting the brakes on things, just don't be desperate, but just trust that everything is going to happen. Okay? Just when we're desperate about things, we put the kibosh on it. And we literally put it on the back burner where it sometimes just burns up and you have to start all over. So just go and enjoy your life, and just know that, clearly decide what it is you want so that it can come to you quickly. Give your relationship a chance. So if you are in a relationship and you are struggling, don't just walk away. Work on your partnership. Work on your partnership. Relationships are difficult. It doesn't matter if you've been together for 47 years or 8 months. Relationships can be difficult. And I say 8 months because at that point you were in a relationship, right? It's not just you're feeling your way through wondering if it's going to happen. You are literally closing in on a year. But communicate clearly. Talk to one another. Don't yell at one another. If you need to take a break, to take a beat, just say, I need to step back for a moment. Okay, I need to step back for a moment before I say something I don't mean. Because a lot of times when we start to fight, we go from having a good discussion to who can hurt each other more by punching, the hardest below the belt. And that's not going to get anything done. So again, with the other card, be clear and concise on what it is you want. Well, in this case, be clear and concise on what it is that you're trying to say. But say it with kindness. Say it with love. Because you're working on this relationship. Don't just walk away and give up on it. A lot of times I think that's what happens. The divorce rate is up so much higher, right, that I know of, since I was a kid. But I think it's a lot of times people get married and they're like, and they say they try to work on it. And sometimes I wonder if they do, or if they just jumped into something thinking that that's what the world wanted for them. To get married and pop out babies. And if that's your thing, that's great. That's something I wanted. But I realized over time that dream was not meant for me. And I never got married, and I never had kids. Now, I can still get married. Who knows? But I'm not holding my breath. Oh, sorry. I'm being cynical again. I'm not focusing on that. I'm just letting go, and whatever happens, happens. But, okay, so Taylor is saying, communication is something I thought I was good at, but apparently I hold a lot back. I never had anyone who could see that, so I didn't notice it myself. Yeah, that happens a lot too. We all think we're good at communicating, but then we're not. I used to be a terrible communicator. And I realized that a lot of times when I was feeling a certain way, I'd bottle it up until it exploded into something just totally nasty and uncontrollable. And what happens then? Nothing good. So, communication isn't just something we learn and then we put it in our back pocket. Communication is something that we get better at every day for the rest of our lives. Because we communicate differently with different people. Some people are receptive to a certain way of communicating. Some people are not receptive to a certain way of communicating. You just have to figure it out. And you have to figure out that wiggle room. So again, with you, Taylor, go out, buy a notebook, just a cheap one from the grocery store. And I know people don't like to get homework, but I'm telling you, journaling really helps us discover a lot about our shadow selves. In fact, Google shadow selves, because it'll ask the right questions. How are you feeling right now? What is it that you're feeling right now? Do you feel like you're on the path that you're meant to be on? And that may be, an undetermined. Because we don't always know if we're on the path we're meant to be on. I'm 50 years old, for God's sakes, and I feel like I'm just figuring out my purpose. And giving my purpose back. I've learned my purpose, now I'm giving my purpose back. But I'm still learning new stuff every day. And that's life. Every day is a lesson. So again, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. All right. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. It's almost like my higher power said, oh, you're going to be cynical, eh? I'm going to put this card in the deck and you're not going to realize it. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. That one I'm going to read. Shelly Marie needs a little bit of education right now. Because I do try to control situations in my life, and I try to make them happen like this because, we want that joy. We want that happiness. But am I in the right place for that? There were so many times that I thought, I should be in a relationship right now. I should be this. But I was not in a good mental headspace. I wasn't. I mean, yeah, I'm still struggling with depression and anxiety. That is my life. And so whoever I know I draw into my life will probably help me through that. Because most of the people in my life that are in my life now help me through that. They're there when I need them. They're there when I reach out, whether it's a text message or a call or just leaving a voicemail and they call me back, whatever. I know that if it's really desperate, I'm not alone anymore. And I used to think I was because I was ashamed of my mental health, but I'm not anymore because I let go of control of that. But we also have to realize that we're worthy. You know, I struggle with body positivity a lot. And I think, well, who's going to want me like this? And yet, baby siblings, Boo, he's always correcting me. Not in a bad way, but saying, don't talk about yourself like that. She does. And so does baby sibling and older sibling. They give me the dirty looks. Like, really? Stop it. But when you hear it from somebody who's really kind of independent of your own life, because you just really kind of met them and they're all, hey, whoever is going to love you is going to love you for you. It doesn't matter what you think you see in the mirror. They're going to see you. And that's all that's going to matter to them. And he said literally what I say to everybody else all the time. This can change over time. This will change over time. But what's in here, that can change if it's not good, and it can change for the better. Or it can just stay in that good place. I'm going to cry now. I got the TED Talk of TED Talks. All right. So let go of control issues. The romance angels have heard your prayers about your love life. I'm trying not to say it. Now it's up to you to allow their help to manifest. I'm sorry. I got to start this again. The cynic in me came out again. The romance angels have heard your prayers about your love life. Now it's up to you to allow their help to manifest by stepping out of their way. By trying to control other people or external circumstances, you'll only frustrate yourself and slow down your answered prayer. There are plenty of times in life that call for you to take charge, but this isn't one of them. Of course, it's fine to have your preferences, practice visualizations, and hold intentions. Definitely ask the angels for your desires. This card is a reminder, however, that your prayer may be answered differently from what you had in mind. Be open to all possibilities and trust in God's or your higher powers, infinite wisdom, and compassionate love. Control issues are based upon fears that others won't live up to your expectations, including your higher powers. This is also called outlining, where you hand the universe a script of how you want it and everyone to behave. Outlining could cause you to overlook an even more beautiful way in which your prayers may be answered. So please call upon the romance angels to elevate your levels of trust so that you can enjoy the creative avenues by which true love comes to you. Baby sibling, if you're still on, can you let me know? Because I kind of want to share something, but I'm not sure if I can. So, yeah. But you know, I'm going to use my other friend for an example. The one I told you just randomly met her boo. That is basically the one. She was in the middle of a divorce. And, you know, I'm not saying names because not really my story to share. But can I share your random... Okay, so baby sibling answered yes. Can I just share the randomness of how the whole process of how you ended up in the relationship you're in? If that's okay, please let me know. So she, yes, and smiley face, which I'm assuming is yes. But this is interesting because my friend, you know, she's also like a little kid sister to me. Okay, yeah, okay. So this is the only reason I'm asking is because these are two separate examples that have almost kind of paralleled each other. So I have a friend who was getting a divorce, just not a good one, not a good one. And, you know, a lot of us walked her through that. A lot of us carried her through that. And then one day her cousin was just kind of teasing on this one guy. And they were on FaceTime together. And she's like, yeah, check out this guy. And then she's like, oh, well, he's not that bad. And next thing you know, they're dating. But they're dating online because one lives up there, one lives down here. And they're working on getting into the same state. But she wasn't looking. She was just kind of like, I'm done. And then there's baby sibling. I'm done. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm not going to, this is me time. This is me time, me and my boys, blah, blah, blah. And then she gets a random message from from a person that, they share a mutual friend with, who messages her. And she's kind of like, no, I'm not. No, this is me time. And, I'm kind of over the dating thing right now. Just going to focus on me. just going to focus on my boys and whatever it is we need to get us back on track. And so she kind of just pushed it aside. Fortunately, he's persistent. So he messaged her again. And somewhere in the interim of all these messages, they, she said, she's all, haha, I thought he wasn't real. So, okay, I get it. Because, right, we get all these random people messaging us, and, they always use that picture of that good looking guy and says, oh, hey, I think you're beautiful and I'd love to talk to you. And it always starts out like that. And then you realize, okay, so the Prince of Nigeria thinks I'm hot. But turns out he was not the Prince of Nigeria. He was the Prince of her heart, the King of her heart. And he messaged her again. And, this time the face was real. The attractive face was real. And it's now hers. So, I mean, they don't own each other, but you know what I mean. They're together. And because she finally took a chance, or not finally, but she took a chance and said, well, what's the harm in talking? And now look. And I adore him 100%. So, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. That's not always easy, but let them help you. Is it safe for you to love? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. Now, I know a lot of people don't like, okay, so see, very similar to my mom. She's dating after 12 years of no interest whatsoever. So there you go, and here's the deal. I talked about, I gave a very vague amount of time that I've been single. But I've been trying so hard to control it, right? And then I've gotten cynical because I'm over it. I'm just over it. And so I put behind the camera, it says 2023, the year of ... me. Because I decided I'm tired of trying to find love. Or I'm tired of love trying to find me. Or whatever it is. I'm tired of putting up those walls. I'm tired of this, that, and the other. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to focus on my joy, my happiness, and who knows what'll happen. And I think there's some stupid small part of me that is like baby sibling and my friend that just said, I'm over it, and then poof. So maybe I figured, well, if I say I'm over it and maybe I put that energy behind it, maybe something will happen. So that's probably something I have to work on because, again, I'm trying to control a situation, but I found a loophole so it doesn't feel like I'm trying to control that situation. I hope that makes sense. But is it safe for you to love? Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It is safe for you to love. Okay? Life hands us a lot of weird roads to walk down. And things happen that we don't expect to happen. I just talked about 2 scenarios just now. And we really just have to learn to go with the flow. Sometimes people are going to get hurt along the way, and it sucks. But it really is about living your authentic you. What brings you joy, what brings you happiness. And like I said, life will throw us curveballs. This is the biggest curveball, and I keep swinging and striking out. And my tummy's growling, sorry. And, it does hurt. It does hurt. And same for older sibling. I hope she doesn't mind me saying, but, she struggles with the same thing. And I'm pretty sure our neighbors think we're a couple, but we're not. We're siblings, and we're both looking for that Mr. Right, for us, Mr. Right. And, 2 different ones. She can't have mine, but I think we focus on that so hard, and I think sometimes we put our happiness in the hands of others, and we can't do that. Our happiness comes from us. Our happiness is created from us. When we make other people happy, that's just a bonus. That's a bonus for our happiness. But do the things that bring you joy. Because a lot of times that's what helps us realize it's safe to love. Just be open. Be open to anything that is possible. Because all things are possible. It's just this that keeps us from thinking that all things are possible. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Can I tell you how tired I am of hearing divine timing? If it had a face, I would punch it. But I'm being cynical again, so I apologize. I know. I'm supposed to be, a lot of people do oracle cards and they're very independent of themselves. But I share my experiences because I know people out there are going, wow, that happens to you too. You're not just pulling these cards. No, I'm not just pulling these cards. And this one, after all this complaining I've just done with the other 6 cards that have already come up, feels like someone's just saying, shut up and just let us do what we need to do, you dumbass. So, divine timing. But no, just know that whatever it is you're waiting for, whoever it is you're waiting for, or whatever it is you're waiting for, divine timing will happen. And if you're a little concerned about timing, remember, let's go back to the angel answers. Be assertive. Be assertive. Tell your guides, your angels, your higher powers, saying, look, you know what? If you don't think I'm in the right place right now for something, tell me what I need to do. Show me, guide me on how to heal myself more so that I can function well in a relationship when it comes along. Taylor, it kind of seems like the whole world, like the world's telling you something. I'm telling you, it's like, okay, I was not going to pull these cards this morning. I looked at this cards, I heard my guide go, okay, and I'm like, no way, pal, it ain't happening. Okay, because I do work with Archangel Gabriel with these, and I can hear him laughing right now. But it's like, seriously, like, no, I don't want to pull these cards because they're stupid. But I am terrible. I am so sorry. I am supposed to be your oracle reader, and I'm sitting here being like the biggest cynic through the romance cards. But and they didn't just pick 3 or 4 cards. There was like 7 or 8 cards that popped out of that deck. But again, worth waiting for. So that's your divine timing. Let's see what somebody's telling me to read the bottom. I was told to pull the cards out and read the bottom of the deck. You deserve love. And you are lovable. You deserve love and you are lovable. But you know what? This is for everybody, okay? Everybody. Whether it resonates with you or not, you deserve love. And you are lovable. I know some angels that are going to get a middle finger in a second. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Now, I think this is really kind of everything. Because we do forgive and learn. You know, whoever hurt us in the past, whether it was a family, friendship, or, romantic relationship, we learn from our lessons. We choose to be better people. I know people who, my father included, who did not have the greatest of parents. But my dad chose to be a better parent. I don't know if he ever forgave them, but he certainly learned from that experience. And he chose to be a better parent. I asked him one time, I said, how come you're so different from your own parents? For anybody that's new to this. And he said, because I knew that if I ever had kids, I wanted to be the person the parent I never got. I wanted to make sure they had fun things and could do fun things. And, that they, my dad just gave me basically the life that he would have liked had he had good parents. People on the outside may look like good people, but what goes on behind closed doors is a whole different story. And so, he chose to be a better parent. So he learned. And I don't know if he released and healed his past, but I know I have. And I know that whenever, if ever, that relationship does happen, that I think I'm going to be in a better place. Because also, I was thinking about that this morning. I kept thinking, my brain is just stupid right now. And, all these different ugly thoughts that come in. And I thought, you know what? I'm not in my 40s anymore. How about in our 50s? It's like, Shelley Marie, how about in our 50s we try something new? We believe. We trust. We get rid of that controlling, aspect of ourselves. Like, it has to be this way, or I want it now, or why isn't it happening? And then you go crazy. And then all these bad thoughts pop up in your head and you think, why is this not meant for me? But instead of thinking, why is it not meant for me? Just say, you know what? It's meant for me and it'll happen when it happens. Because I'm going to focus on me, for real. Ooh, we got rainbow and psychedelic. Okay, one of them, wisdom from the fairy folk. and feel at peace. I'm only giggling because all the cards have been from the fairies, and I literally picked this deck to do last. This is going pretty long. Sorry, guys. So, let's do that one first. Psychedelic. I love these cards. I have to be honest, there's one that's the snack one, and she is the cutest unicorn. And Blossom. Snack and Blossom are adorable. But let's see. Psychedelic. Psychedelic. Which is... So I think when it says wisdom of the fairy folk, or from the fairy folk, really kind of put stock into what they all just said. Even the romance angels, because, you know, fairies are just nature angels. So they're like the little romance fairies. You know, they're like little cupids going ding. So, this one is from, I'm not sure what kind of plant this is. It says fly agaric. So the psychedelic unicorn encourages you to explore the wisdom and enchantment of the ancient fairy race. Tap into the magic and mystery of the natural world and start spending more time with trees, plants, and nature. Dreams and visions hold great importance at this time, and some might think you are away with the fairies. However, this is a very significant period in your life, when brilliant ideas are marinating and gaining power before they manifest. Enjoy this altered state of consciousness as you allow clever concepts and images to flow. This card also suggests that the fairy folk can be petitioned for assistance as long as your aim is pure and you are respectful. In times past, this astral race known as the Cité or the Fae in the Celtic Isles often, I'm not sure if I said that first word right, I probably did not because it's the Celtic language, but we'll just call them the Fae, often led humans to herbal or natural remedies for illness or emotional maladies. Even in modern times, nature spirit fairies, the guardians of plants and trees, may work with you to find a botanical cure through visualization and thoughtful collaboration. All you need to do is ask. All you need to do is ask. I love nature angels, fairies, whatever you want to call them. I have a very specific one in my life. Oh, Cupcake. There she is. Cupcake. Isn't she adorable? She's just all kinds of cute. And then there's another one, Blossom, but I don't know where Blossom is. So... But Blossom, that card makes me giggle with joy because it is so adorable. But anyways, let's go to Rainbow. So this is Rainbow. It's your little chakra centers and everything. And this one is Wheatgrass. Wheatgrass. The Rainbow Yogi unicorn is feeling at peace with life, the universe, everything. Rainbow contains all the colors of the chakras in perfect balance and in perfect order. The unicorn is all about repairing and restoring the mind, body, and soul. When this card appears, rise above petty arguments and the vagaries of life with music, art, poetry, prayer, ritual, and the beauty of nature. Find something to aspire to, something that makes your soul sing. Practice balancing the energy centers in your body, the chakras. These little wheels of light located in your ethereal body process energy just as your physical body processes food. To put it simply, the first chakra is the red root chakra and connects us to the earth through our legs and feet. The sacral chakra is orange and located in the reproductive area. The solar plexus is yellow and oversees your stomach area. The heart chakra is green and located in your chest area. The throat chakra is blue and protects the throat and thyroid. The brow chakra's color is indigo and is located at your third eye. Finally, the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, is violet and located at the top of your head, and this connects us to our guides and angels. Now, I'm going to go a little deeper because I know a little bit about chakras. The root chakra is really kind of your... sorry about that. The root chakra, my alarm went off. The root chakra is, it's kind of it's your balance. You know, it is the base of you. Your sacral chakra it's like your sexual energy, but also your creativity energy, where all the creativity really kind of flows from, right? The root is what I meant to say is it's like your grounding one. The solar plexus, it's where your joy comes from, that happiness, right? The sunshine, think sunshine. Your heart chakra, where you love from. And, you know, your throat, it helps you to speak. When it's in balance, you speak. Your third eye helps you see things, and your crown is just all-knowing. You know, it's your these are your psychic centers right here. So, don't Sometimes when we feel out of sorts, when we feel lethargic, when we feel kind of it's because our chakras are out of alignment. And think of it as they basically are your spine, all the way up to your throat, and then it's your throat, your third eye, and your crown. And like I said, these are where the messages come from. I mean, they can't come from your heart, but your angels give you the power of speech. Archangel Michael, if you're into the archangels, he's in charge of the crown chakra. It's got a beautiful color to it. So, I know. So that's it for today. I hope you guys got something out of the Oracle Friday. This was a lot longer than normal. I did not expect so many romance angels cards to come out and give me the, slap me upside the head with some stuff. But I do hope you got something from all of that, because, these cards are meant to guide us and to help us and to kind of push us in the directions that we sometimes aren't sure that we should be going down. They give us the answers we need, whether it's a good one or not. They don't give us the answers we need to hear. They give us the answers we need. Oh, I'm sorry. They give us the answers we need to hear, not the answers we want, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I always say, don't overthink it. Okay, just go with the flow. If it resonates with you, even if it resonates with you and kind of like if you sit there and go, that card's not for me, like bleh, you're feeling something, and you're feeling that which means it's probably something to explore. All right, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll be back here Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelley Marie Lucas. Anybody can watch. We do not have to be Facebook friends. Or you can catch the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective, and on my Facebook page, the Aloha Perspective. All right, if you follow me on Twitter, you will find the links there as well. But Monday, still up in the air if we're going to be back into getting into self-awareness, which is basically getting into the vortex of our soul, which is our self-awareness. I've taken a break from those cards for a little bit just because I've struggled a little bit with my mental health, and I want to make sure that you get the best of me, especially when we're doing the self-awareness cards, because we've already done the self-love. We've done the 30 lessons of self-love. So we built that house. We set the foundation. We built the house of self-love. Now the self-awareness is decorating it, right? It's filling ourselves with all the things we need to know, and, giving us the tips and tools to really kind of move through life, with good communication, with letting go, with trusting that everything is going to happen, with, the vibration we put out there is the one we get back, all those things. So it really is about, picking out the throw pillows, the plates, the cups, the furniture, all that for this beautiful house of self-love. All right. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I know this was a long one. This is probably the longest Oracle Friday we've ever had. But thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those who commented. Special thanks to baby sibling for letting me share some of her stuff. And older sibling for her little giggles earlier. And yeah. And Taylor for her input. So again, thank you everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you on Monday.